Hello, happy Saturday morning. I've been doing these pancake chats over in my group, and I thought this morning perhaps I feel like I have so much to say, so as I'm not really good at multitasking, but I wanted to maybe come on over here live in this group. Business page. Right, as most of us in the morning, I'm kind of lucky mine are teens now in that I don't have to start so early. Let me see if anyone's coming on. Anybody's around. I guess it depends where we are as to whether this is morning and Pancake's ready. I've got my say something now. Oh, which way around? Say something. Oh my gosh, say something nice shirt on. Sending lots of love in this Mother's Day weekend. Okay. So I was listening to the Happily Family Conference this week. They have 4 days. It's a beautiful couple that run this, and different speakers come on. And it's like school for me. It's so exciting. There's so much information there that resonates, that open my eyes to, that has another way of looking or talking, you know. So very excited with that. Sorry, Facebook is talking to me. What you got to say? Okay. So anyway, for Dr. Daniel Siegel, he was one of the speakers there, and he had some great points. Oops, I better continue pancake making. I've got my data. I cheated today. I'm from a box. The last few weeks I actually make them from scratch, but that's how it goes, right? Some days. Let me just start this. I think I have it a little hot. Anyway, so Dr. Daniel Siegel, he's written his book, Parenting from the Inside Out. Sounds, I haven't read that one actually, but I think that's one I'm going to maybe pick up. I think it really resonates because of the concept of conscious parenting is, you know, being aware, parenting from the inside out, figure out your stuff. So he had some great points I'm going to share with you. And please, if you're here, looks like some people are, but if you are here, please say hello and hi, and any questions that you might have. I guess it's a nice Saturday, and those that have little ones, you probably already headed out, gone on out. So the question, what can I do to become the best parent? And for many of us, we just want the answer. Just give me the answer. A straightforward answer, I'll follow that path, right? I'll do just that. And it doesn't really work that way because it really is about us and our stuff and reflecting back on our life and how this is using a lot of his terms, it's a deeply emotional process, right? You have to make sense of how did you cope, he says. How did you feel growing up? How did you handle things? How were things handled with you? What was forbidden? What was okay in the house? Like, so some people, anger, they were all allowed anger, or some people, no tears were allowed. You can't show big emotions, or you just had to be good. So all these little things, when we can reflect back on them, that will help us in noticing what we would like to do different, how we would like to parent. And then as we step forward that way, right, we start with that plan. But unfortunately, our children aren't in on that plan, and they'll do things or say things, or the situation happens that totally changes how we show up, because something will be triggered. And then suddenly, many of us can probably say, I always swore I'd never say that to my children, you know. And then when this happens, you do, right? It does come up. You do say something that you always wished you wouldn't, and you sound like your parents. So you know, many of your energies can be in on that back too. Let me see if I can turn these. And one of his great points is he's sort of saying the best way to show up to be a parent is choosing the kind of parent you'd like to be, how you would like to show up, but in a realness, right? We can all say, well, I'm going to be all calm, or I'm going to let my kids, I don't know, they're allowed. We weren't allowed dessert. We didn't have dessert, not weren't allowed. It just wasn't even an option growing up, which is very un-British. And I used to think, oh, I'm always going to give my kids dessert. And we don't actually really have dessert much either. But so it's the choosing the kind of parent you'd like to be, and then reflecting back and noticing in detail how were certain things handled. And we don't have to go in the blame. We don't have to go, maybe there's forgiveness and things that has to happen in there. Just turned it too quickly, so it's all smudgy. And so we have those as choices, right? So those are the two parts, reflecting back and going forward. And that will help you show up as the best parent you can be, perfectly imperfect. And then the other one, which I love that he said, which I believe in as a yoga teacher anyway, is saying any leftover issues from your childhood that we haven't resolved, or that we haven't thought through, or we haven't helped sort of work out by ourselves, with therapy, with reading, whatever it is what speaks to us, those get stored in the body. They stay there. So they're those constant reminders. And we want to obviously show up present, to be right here, right now, without everything kind of blocking us as we go forward. So what else? He also said, which I really liked, from scientific finding, which we like to have. As a parent, if you talk, communicate, connect about the contents of your mind, your feelings, thinkings, rememberings, not dumping stuff on them, that we're not into that obviously, but in terms of just kind of noticing, when you have that, your child will develop more resilience, more insight into themselves, more empathy for others. So these reflective dialogues, are so important to what we are teaching. And it's that teaching that doesn't come in a lesson plan, let's be all organized and do this. The teaching becomes part of daily life, I have a silly one, like from simple that I remember my stepdad, bless his soul, he was very, very strict in bizarre things, I felt. And he would like to stir your cup of tea, like you could only stir it once. And I was a teen at that point, so I would overstir to stir, but it was a set thing, you can only stir it once. And so often that comes back into mind. Now wasn't harmful, wasn't big deal, but it's there, right? So this is talking on a very surface level, obviously. On these pancakes look so good and fluffy. It's on that, those do. So you can imagine deeper things, bigger things, anger things, scary things, doing the same. So there isn't one quick answer, unfortunately. There's a lot of soul searching, a lot of digging deep, a lot of really being vulnerable and aware. And you can do it. You really can do it. You reach out for help. I'm not a therapist, so that side not, but I definitely know how to show up. I definitely know how to hold space. I definitely am constantly doing the work. It's ongoing. You're never there at that point, right? It's just a life living, and to be able to enjoy it and have that joy with it is a beautiful message to be passing on. Okay, so happy Saturday. Lots of love out there in the cyber world, and hopefully your Mother's Day is all that you would like. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Mwah.